Welcome. The buildup of Russian troops had been growing for weeks. We heard 50,000, then 80,000, and 100,000, and it kept growing. And then it happened. War. My first indication of the invasion that it had started came from a friend who posted on Facebook. She wrote, 3 explosions were heard. Kiev, Solemsky. You can hear car sirens. Scary. Scary indeed. Veronica Yasinskaya has been a friend for several years. She has helped on several occasions as MEDIAlliance and Nova Media, the Ukrainian Association of Christian Journalists, have joined forces to do media training conferences. And Veronica is joining us now from Poland. Welcome, Veronica. It's so good to see you and to hear you as well.
Good to see you too, Mr. Harris. Thank you for inviting me here.
Well, I am delighted to see you, and we have an interesting relationship. I remember one time, Veronica, you taught all of us a phrase of a Ukrainian poem, and several of us you put together on video reciting a well-known Ukrainian poem. That was pretty brave of you.
Yes, it was nice time, and I'm so glad that you joined that process. That actually you didn't know me for that time, but anyway, I'm so glad that we have this video.
Veronica, that first night must have been scary. I can't imagine what you would go through, hearing the sirens and then maybe explosions. Describe how you felt.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I remember that day, but one evening earlier, I've asked my parents about the war and how do they think it will be. So I've asked him, maybe we will remember the some news reports from the reporters, or we will heard something from the radio station. They told me, don't even think about it because it is too scary and just forget about this. So it was 5 in the morning. It was 24th of February. When the first starts, so I thought it's like a massive wind. For me, I slept and I actually didn't know what was that. When the second was, I just get up and just, like freeze in the moment. And after that was the third explode. And my windows and shelves behind my bed were shaking. So I just opened my phone and started to scroll Facebook page and to see some updates, some news. And I saw a lot of people heard that explodes. And I ran to the room to my parents and I said them that it started. So we didn't know what to do at that time because no one expected that. And especially it is the Kiev, it is the capital of Ukraine, and it was really a shock for us. And after that, we started to collect all our things, especially documents and the most important clothes for maybe 3 days. So it began unexpectedly and was really a scary time. And I remember my feelings was like I was shaking inside me, my body was shaking, and I didn't know what expect the next, because we're living near the two strategical objects. One of those is an airport, and one of those is a big mission. So my concern was that it can happen really close to our house.
Yeah. And if I remember, you went to your basement with your family and some others?
Yes, we ran to our basement under our house. We gathered there, my family and some relatives. Unfortunately, it's not usable for staying there for a long time. And after that, one of the pastors of the Baptist church, which house is near ours house, he told that our basement it's really bigger than ours and more comfortable. So we gathered there, all of our neighbors, and it probably 4 or 5 families were there at the moment. So it's the journey started like that. It was sirens. It was super fast of gathering our stuff and clothes, and we just started to run.
How hard was it when it came to make a decision about leaving Kiev, leaving your home?
It was a tough decision, and I needed some time to say goodbye to my life in that house, to say bye. I don't know how it sounds for you right now, but it's for me, it was so important to say, like, goodbye to all photos, all the stuff which been there, because we didn't know what will be next. The next day, are we will stay alive or no? So we were in Kiev for 1 week, and after that, the tension was so high that probably it was the decision of my father. He started to pushing us to that decision, because we have some relative, they can't go there unfortunately, and they are still there in Kiev in our house. So we started our trip maybe a week after the war started. So my trip with my mom continues right now. So you can imagine it, more than 2 weeks. So it started like we go to the railway station, Kiev's railway station. There were a lot of people, a lot of kids. They're screaming. The dogs are barking to the other dogs. It was absolutely insane situation right there. And we started to search some train for us, because with me were my cousin with the nephew. So it was the big group of us, and we need to find some space for us in the train. So it was the second try to get on the train. All of us have just for one bag, and for now, one bag, it's all our life there. And we started our journey from the railway station, our trip. And I've got a message in 5 hours after that the bomb was there. Some part of the bomb was there on the railway station, and it became even worse for us to know that a lot of people there at that moment.
That must have been another frightening experience with the masses of the people and not knowing what might be taking place. Tell me how you dealt with that personally. How did you feel inside, and what was on your heart?
Mm-hmm. In my heart was the one question that it is 21st century right now, and it is the war right now, and I couldn't believe even now. I'm in Poland, and I don't believe that I ran from my home, from my country, because of someone's mental disease, and right now I feel frustrated, but in the opposite side, I felt a lot of strong and power to protect people which Ukrainian here maybe, and to help other Ukrainians that were in Romania, which I was a few days ago. I've helped there. I volunteered them, and in Ukraine we stayed for a while in one of the city. It was Khmelnytsky city. So I've helped them to organize big shelter for one night stand for the migrants from Ukraine. So about my feelings, for now I feel like more safety in my heart, and I'm really calm right now. It is a big difference. I just want that you hear me, that it is big difference to be in this safe environment right now and to be in the Kiev and maybe in another city. So it is really different situation and really different feelings. I hope for the better. I hope for that I can come back soon to my home, and especially to sleep in my bed, not somewhere. As you see, now I'm on the territory of the Soul, and there is some dormitory for the people who are working there, working here. And I'm really glad that they are allowed to be here, but I really want to go home. And now I'm searching for the ways how can I help Ukrainians from this place. Yes.
Veronica, many people are praying for you and for Ukraine. Do you sense that? Does that help?
Yes, of course, that's help. We have a lot of testimonies from our soldiers. I have friends who are right now, they are fighting for our freedom and for our people, Ukrainians. So we got a lot of testimonies. So I see the prayer is working. And right now, maybe it's the need of my heart is to praying for Ukrainians because, as I told already, we are in a different situations, and the tension begin between Ukrainians. Someone in a safe place, someone's not. Someone without any, like water and some connection with the world. So it's starting really big tension between Ukrainians as well. So my prayers and I wish that someone can pray in this way too.
The world has learned a lot about Ukraine over these past days, Veronica. How much do you love Ukraine?
Maybe I have the same question for you, Mr. Harris. Do you love that country where you're living right now, where you was born?
Yes, I understand that a little bit, but I think Ukrainians have a special sense of love for their country, particularly now because of the enemy that's coming against them. And I think the world is seeing a resolve that is teaching us more about our love for country, our love for what God has given us in that area. And I frankly, I want to say thank you for doing that, because we are all learning. Sometimes, I'm sorry, it may be at the expense of this country, but not long term. I believe God will restore this nation. But thank you for that, and thank you for what you're showing all of us in what you do. How can we best pray for you right now, personally?
Right now, maybe for the safety of my mother, and for maybe find the best solution for her accommodation here in Poland, and especially maybe for my future, because I'm looking for any opportunities. I'm sorry, there is the sounds of some cars here. So anyway, I'm trying to build my new life. So maybe for this time of building new life, yes.
Well, we will pray for that for sure. And as you know, we've had some friends that have, I think, connected, and it may not be exactly we'll connect now, but there are many who want to step in and help to the degree that God allows in those areas. Veronica, thank you. I know your father is still back in Ukraine, right?
Yes, you're right. He's still there.
Yeah, we'll pray for him and for the safety of Ukrainians, for God to protect and bring an end to this war, so that, as you have so beautifully said, that you can return home. We hope to see that happen in the days ahead. Thank you so much for being with us, Veronica. You've been a blessing And thank you for letting us see this war through your eyes. I know it will be hard for some time to come, but I want to assure you that many will not stop praying, and many will be joining in to help Ukraine return to the proud nation it has been for so many years. I want to thank you for watching this update on the war in Ukraine. From people like you and like me who are experiencing the darkest days of their lives. But like Veronica, there are many who know there is a light. His name is Jesus. And we pray that light will shine brightly in the darkness today and for the days to come and bring comfort and hope. I'm Ron Harris.